we have an amazing guest back in the building as a plus one.
You better know
And
it.
he got so many accolades. It's hard to name them all, but we're gonna name a few. I'm gonna let Wifey run a few of them off.
Okay, all right. I'll start with current.
Just
How
a
many
few.
of you watched the CW's All American? My
Let
favorite
me see some
show.
hands.
Let
If you
me
guys
tell
not watching All American, you guys are really missing out
the
on some.
best writers ever,
Not just
right?
writers, the casting is amazing. Everything is amazing about this show. The
I'm telling
realness,
you.
the
So,
grit.
okay. So
That's one,
that's a
right?
clue. All right. So I'm gonna take you way, way back. Another
Let's go
clue.
back to the beginning.
Go back to the beginning. Remember the ice cream truck from Boys in the Hood? Now, some of y'all, my daughters are in the building.
They
They
don't know.
probably so young they don't remember Boys in the Hood, but I do. So y'all
What
remember
else?
Boys in the Hood? Did y'all watch that? I've been wanting you to watch this too. I don't know if you watched it. Y'all watched that movie SWAT? If you didn't, that's another one of my favorites.
Another
I
one.
love action movies, and that's enough. So listen.
So this
all
young
right,
man is just really, really,
do the
really
drum roll.
working. So let's give it up.
Coming to the stage,
Coming to the
y'all.
stage.
Coming to spotlight over the city. Let's shine the spotlight on actor Kareem Grimes.
In the building. Let's give it up.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Man, you are one of the hardest working young men in show business. What's
That's
going on,
right.
Kareem?
Yes, indeed.
So I've been stalking you a little bit, and I watched your journey, right? So I say, man, this
Uh-huh.
brother, I got to see where this brother coming from.
Yes,
Coming
indeed.
from out of L.A., been grinding real, real hard. Had a
Forever.
whole bunch of dreams as a youngster, right?
Yeah.
What they call you, Little Flip? Little Flip when you was young, trying to get. Yeah, I'm gonna call you out a little bit, Little Flip. And I mean, just really wanting to be in front of that camera and make something happen from a youngster. And so, guess what? Something really happened, right?
Yeah.
And so, let's
Yeah.
talk about that journey a little bit.
Yeah, let's go back. When did you first, how old were you, Kareem, when you first started your acting career? Around
Maybe
about.
like 11, 12 years old.
Yeah, you were young.
So you knew since then, like, did your parents influence you, or you knew from like 11 years old you wanted to be, an actor?
Yeah, I think for me, just growing up, watching a lot of TV, I think that's something, I definitely took a liking to. I was just like, yo, I think I can do that.
Yeah.
From that point on, that was it. So it was, sports, basketball, football, baseball, and acting. And literally from a young kid, that's what I saw myself doing. I didn't see myself doing anything else but that. And yeah, I knew at an early age what I wanted to do, and by the grace of God, I was able to have a supporting family and go about it, and here we are today, still doing it.
Still working, still grinding, right?
Still grinding.
Okay, so you saw in our intro, we went way back to your days of playing the ice cream truck kid and Boys in the Hood. In what ways do you feel you have grown since then for your acting career?
A lot, tremendously. That was my first movie. That was my really first taste of being on a set, a movie set,
Yeah.
and being surrounded by, actors like Lawrence Fishburne and Angela Bassett and Ice Cube and Cuba Gooding Jr. and, being directed by a young 21-year-old by the name of John Singleton, fresh out of USC. So, it was amazing, and then to be able to get on a movie set and see a black cameraman or grip who was black or a PA that was black, hair and makeup that was black. Like everybody on that set, was black. And prior to being on Boys in the Hood, I did some other shows and things of that nature, but I didn't, maybe be one or two black people, maybe.
Yeah.
But, get on to get on this set and see, black people everywhere. It was just amazing.
So how did that come about though, real quick, before we move on? How did you even
Yeah.
get casted
I was
for that?
my mom's friend was at the time, she was in the business, and they were doing a lot of casting for extra work because I started off doing extra work, and she was like, "Hey, we're looking for young black boys who skateboard for a film," and that's what I did at the time. I skateboarded, and that's how I found my way in, and we're like maybe a week or two in the shooting, and we're at a lunch break, and we're just playing football in the middle of the street, and John starts talking to us, and he's like, "Hey, man, where you from?" And small talk, and he was like, "Yo, so I'm gonna give you some lines once we come back for this scene. Are you gonna be good with that? Are you cool with that?" And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And so from that point on, that was it. Like that was the spark that I needed, and that's what propelled me to be where I'm at now. So I owe a lot to John for seeing something in me, because there were other kids in that scene that he could have gave lines to, but
Right.
he chose me, and from that point on, it was on.
I
And
love
so
it.
that's what gave you the bug. So I mean, I know you played a lot of roles and you've been in a lot of different situations. So, which one of those things in your career you can say you personally have related to the most? Like all the acting roles that you played, which one you can say I can identify with that?
I think every role that I do, there's a little piece of me, but there's always something that I can relate to. Because if I can't relate to it, then it wouldn't come across as real.
Right.
You guys wouldn't see it as like, yo, okay, all right, I believe that. So every role that I've taken, either it's through experience, or I've known somebody who's gone through that. So, I've asked questions of, how does that make you feel, and what did you do? So, every role that I take on has a little piece of me, but also two experiences that I've either gone through or known somebody who's gone through.
I love that. I love that. Last year, your show For the Love of Jason premiered on AMC's Black Network. Tell us
Yeah.
what it was like being a part of an all black cast on an all black network.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It wasn't my first, but it was literally like going to work with your buddies that you grew up with.
Yeah.
Like if you had all your buddies and you all were able to go to work, that's what it was. So, I had already had a relationship with Trell Woodbury, who is the creator and also the star of the show. I've known Layla Odom since she moved out here. BJ Britt, we always see each other in auditions. And prior to that, we had just shot an Xfinity commercial for the Olympics. So, we knew each other. Brayley Evans, I've known. We went to college together. Carl Gilliard. So all these people I've known, I've had a relationship prior. So it was literally like going to work with friends and family. It was amazing. We shot it in the summer during the pandemic. So, it was just making sure we got tested, staying 6 feet apart, making sure we had our mask
Right.
on. It was interesting, but we were able to get through it, and it took us like 15 days to shoot 7 episodes,
Wow.
and
Wow.
it was amazing. And we got a second season, so we'll be going back in November to shoot season 2. So I'm super excited.
I love it. I love it. I love
We
it.
have so many things we want to shoot to you, but I'm trying to move it a little bit forward because I don't want to get out of here without talking about All American.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because I promise you,
absolutely.
All American is, if not my favorite, one of my favorite shows. The casting, the
The
acting, the
writing.
directing, the write,
Yeah,
everything about this show is amazing. So, how
yeah.
does it feel to be, first of all, a part of such an amazing cast?
It's a blessing. I don't take it for granted. It's rare that you do find a show where the writing is good, and the people that you work with are amazing as well. So, humble, grateful for the opportunity, and I don't take it for granted. Each and every day, I'm on set. It's just number one, I'm living my dream, but I'm also doing what I love with a group of talented individuals. So yeah.
So I can't. I gotta say this. I love me some Coop. You can't let nothing happen to Coop, Preach. Hey, Preach. You can't let nothing happen to Coop. We gotta protect
Yeah.
Coop at all costs. Coop be. I know she be making some goofy decisions here and there, but we gotta watch out for Coop, man. Coop, that's my
Yeah.
home girl. We gotta make sure nothing happen to Coop. And so,
Yeah.
and so, what I know, I had to throw that one in there, but I mean, I'm loving everything about this show, the realness of it all. I'm loving that it's shot there in LA. Like, it's just everything about this show is amazing. Um, Before you get out of here, let's talk a little bit about where the show is going and where do you see it headed, like for the the
Yeah.
upcoming season.
Yeah, I mean, we're still shooting. We're still shooting season three. Right
Hmm.
now, we're on a TV hiatus, so we're not back until April 12th.
Oh,
But we're
okay.
still pushing them out. And without giving too much away, my character Preacher's storyline is literally going to take a complete 360. And I think everybody is definitely going to love it. So you'll definitely see more Preach. And definitely Coop is, I mean, Preach and Coop, it's like
Right.
big brother, little sister. So
Right, right.
I love
definitely look
it.
out for Coop. But we know, she's dropped out of high school, so she's really pursuing her career. So we'll see that journey where that leads to. Her and Spencer are kind of separated. And yeah, like without giving too much away, like when we come back April 12th, it's really like if you're thinking like season three is really good now, like once we come back April 12th and really finish out this season, you guys are definitely going to be thoroughly entertained. And the cool thing about it is like you guys said, the writing is good.
It
We're
is.
tackling issues that we are going through right now. And I
Right.
think that's what makes the show really interesting and very entertaining because they're actually taking live scenarios and actually throwing them in the show with a message. So,
Right.
that's the beauty about it. And I think that's what makes great writing.
That's exactly what I think makes great writing. That's what we look so forward to, the realness of it all, the
Yeah.
relevance of it all. Like it shows
Mhm.
relevant situations till today, especially in the black community and the things that we
Yep.
deal with, which is important to me. So that's what
Yeah.
draw me to the show. And then when I saw, you guys, everybody pulls it together and does their thing. Like everybody brings it.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
brings it. And
Everybody.
Yes.
so
Yeah.
shout out to the whole cast and everybody over there
Yeah.
at you guys cast, man. You guys are amazing. And let
Thank you.
them know where they can find you and follow you and make sure that they can stay following you for all the projects that you have coming up.
Right, because you've got some great things coming up, Kareem. Adam and Eve, and you're doing
Yeah.
something with some virtual co-working. So,
Yeah.
just before you go, just shout out anything like that you
Yeah.
want our viewers and listeners to know, and how they can continue to support your journey.
Yeah, thank you. Definitely Kareem Grimes on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Also, too, in the tech world. So, virtual co-working is a piece of tech that I'm a part of. That is pretty much going to be like the Black Zoom, for us, by us. So we have that coming out. We also have an app that we are about to launch pretty soon. That's going to kind of be in the same realm as
Is
Clubhouse.
that Face
Once
Pop?
again, no, that's my other app.
Okay.
I got you.
So it's called Truso. So it's literally going to be um, I wouldn't say competing with Clubhouse, but it's going to be, once again, it's a black owned piece of tech that is going to be in the same realm as Clubhouse. That's going to give you a lot more than what you see on Clubhouse right now. And then my app that I have already out in the Apple Store, called Face Pop, which it's on iOS only, but it allows you to create 7 seconds face pops, meaning it's just your face. So in a text thread, it looks like a floating head. So it's your actual face. So it's not an avatar, it's not a caricature, it's your actual face. 7 seconds saying well wishes, I love you, happy birthday, hey, tune in to the show, the whole nine. So that's out there now, and yeah, and getting ready, for the love of Jason in November to go back, and then also we, are still shooting All American. We just got a fourth season, and then we also have a spinoff, which is called Homecoming, which is really it's going to be like our modern day version of A Different World.
I love it.
Got you.
I love it. Our
So
producers are screaming
yeah,
at us.
so
We
we
got
got
to
to
get
we
out
got to
of here. We
get
got
out
to
of here.
let you
But
go.
we
We
thank
just
you so
love it.
much. Give it up
Yes.
one more time for
For
Kareem
Kareem
Grimes in the
Grimes,
building.
y'all. Woo! I love it. I love
Thank
it.
you so
If
much,
you're
bro.
ever in the DMV, you got to pull up on Spotlight over the city.
For
And
sure.
please keep watching the show, Kareem. We are really trying to get ourselves out there, so we appreciate you.
And make sure you guys follow All American and everything else that's going on with Kareem Grimes. This is a great guy doing some great things. So make sure you follow him and make sure you tune into All American. It's an amazing show. You guys will love it. Trust me, you will love it.